I am a warrior. I am a fighter. I am a chronic illness survivor.
Conquering a recurring death race.
Prospering in any case. I am a warrior. I am a fighter. I am a sickle cell disease survivor. What's up, cellmates? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about Oxbryta and how we feel about the situation that happened. Some of y'all have been asking me to speak on it, and I have talked about it on my TikTok channel, and I also talk about it a lot on my writing platform, which I could just take those videos, put them together, and put it on here. But instead of doing that, I'm gonna just do this video because that's a lot. Okay.
That is a lot.
And also if y'all want to follow my vlog on my writing platform, y'all can do that. It's the Sensual Genius. Because I post a lot of vlogs on there and I talk about sickle cell on there a lot as well. You know, wow, my whole journey from Oxbryta. And I probably will be doing that on here too. I might go back and get those videos and put it on here because it would make sense for me to do that here. But I do both. I would do both because my writing platform, I'm trying to switch to a lifestyle type of thing. So I've started vlogging and stuff like that. And I want to vlog on here too. What I'm going to do is use the same ones, the same videos. That's what I'm doing. But, so, basically, it just kind of came out of nowhere, the recall or whatever. And it happened, like, it was so random. I woke up one morning and I got on Instagram. I usually don't do this. I usually don't go on my phone, and go on social media when I first wake up. But I got up one morning and I got on Instagram. And like the first video I saw was of this doctor that I follow who like give tips and stuff about sickle cell or whatever. She made a video about Oxbryta being recalled and telling everybody who was on Oxbryta to call their primary care physician or call your doctor and talk about what the next steps are, but you can't use it no more. And you know, they will probably wean us off of it. I'm like, what? I automatically got anxiety because my last severe crisis were when I ran out of Oxbryta because I had to wait for prior authorization and I instantly get pain. And whenever I get a crisis from Oxbryta, it always happens either in my collarbone, my shoulder, in my chest. I have chest pain, I have collarbone pain, I have shoulder pain. That did happen to me. And I don't understand why it's those areas all the time. I know, a sickle cell warrior told me that, people were having heart attack, symptoms while they were on Oxbryta. So I'm assuming that's kind of the same thing. Like it affects those areas for some reason or whatever. Cause you know, the symptoms of a heart attack is like that. Is it your left arm, pain in your left arm, the chest pain, basically what we were experiencing when we started. So at first I was weaning off of it. And then I talked to, they told us to cut down immediately to 2 and do 2, tap pills for 1 week, and then the next week you would do 1, and then the week after that you would do 1, but you would do it every other day. So I weaned off until, I did it until, you can go ahead and answer. I did it until, the second week. Like I was like halfway through the second week, and then I talked to my friend and she was like, stop taking it. Like just stop taking it, period. And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of scared to do that because of my experiences with it when I weaned off before. So she was like, don't take no more because they already announced that it was recalled. So if you continue to take it and something happens, your family may not be able to sue them for that or whatever. So I took her advice and I stopped taking it. And I'm gonna say this. When I went cold turkey, I felt way better than I did when I was weaning off of it, and that was weird to me as well. I didn't understand that. Like, I just stopped taking it and like, I wasn't, like the chest pains and stuff, I would have pain in my back too. But it stopped, like the pain stopped whenever I stopped taking it.
Usually it'd be the other way around.
That was crazy, right? I'm like,
yeah, it usually be the other
and then I started thinking to myself, did Oxbryta actually help me? Or was I just in a space where I was so sick that when I started taking it, the little relief that I was getting felt like it was huge. It felt huge. Y'all know how it is when you have sickle cell and you take a medicine, you're doing bad and they give you a medicine.
Subconsciously,
it's like you think it's like it feels like it's doing a lot for you, but the changes be very small. The changes be very small. Like, it might affect our levels. That stuff might go up, whatever, because of what in it. But your actual body is different. And I think sometimes the changes be small, but they seem like big changes because you're going through a lot. And I was going through a lot during that time when I got on it. And my friend said something that made sense to me and that I agree with. She was saying how she don't feel like they should give us new medicines when we're that sick. I understand that they do it to try to help us. Well, I'm gonna say this. She ain't said new medicine. She said when we're that sick, they shouldn't put us in studies, is basically what she's saying. You shouldn't do studies and give us medicines and stuff like that, because the body is going through a lot. So it will seem like it's helping you. And I think they were saying that people were dying from it. Yeah. And for some of us, it felt like it was helping us, and it did. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Ever since I stopped taking it, like, the past couple of months, and I've been doing Indari. Of course, right now, I'm struggling a little bit because it's cold. The temperature dropped a lot where we at. So yeah, now I'm having to take more medicine. But I promise, I was having extra medicine left every month for the past couple months since I was off of it or whatever. Like, yeah, I was having some at the beginning of the year while I was still on it, but it was drastic when I got off. And like, I just started feeling better. And also I'm taking Indari, and I do feel like that helps a lot. When I first tried Indari, I was sick. I was really sick. That was the same time they gave me Oxbryta. And I don't feel like I was able to get the effects of it because I was going through so much. My body was going through a lot of trauma and stuff like that. So I stopped with it. It didn't feel like it was helping me. But this time around, it does. My energy level is better. Y'all remember, cause we was coming on these videos and I was dragging. I was tired a lot of the time or whatever.
My hematologist was talking to me about that, about Indari.
I just feel like it's worth a try, cause it's not like, it's one of those, it's not like a Oxbryta where it's like gonna change things drastically. It's just L-glutamine, something that we don't really have a lot of in our body. You could get that over the counter, but it's not enough for us. That's why Indari is a thing.
Dude, he told me about the Oxbryta thing. I was like, bruh.
When
it got recalled, he told me about it.
That it got recalled? Oh, yeah. But the doctors were saying that they found out after us. They were saying that, like, it was announced on social media first. Because when I called Dr. Jenkins, she like, yeah, we just now hearing about it. Like, we were about to go in a meeting. And I'll have to call you back and tell you what the next steps are. Because, you know, we don't know. For real, for real.
Yeah, I had a video appointment with that dude. He told me, Oxbryta got recalled recently. He was like, yeah, that was a big medicine for sickle cell patients or whatever. I was like,
because a lot of people was feeling better, including me. Like, I felt like that, but now that it's out of my system, I'm like, was I? Was I doing better?
Yeah, and I was like, bruh, I wasn't on that. I was like,
And she basically was explaining that the reason why it's like that is because Oxbryta keeps the sickle cells, like, it prolongs the lifespan, basically, of the sickle cell. So, like, the sickle cell passes through your vein and, like, it's flowing to your heart and stuff like that. Y'all know how our body works. And she, like, when it goes through the first time, and it's supposed to die off in a couple of days, but Oxbryta attaches that oxygen to keep it alive, and then it goes back through that same system, and your heart and stuff is like, what you doing here? she said something else, but I'm not gonna say God don't curse. But it was hilarious. Like she had me dying when she said it. Like, what you doing here? I kicked you out. Why you here? Like, you supposed to be dead. Basically. And that is the issue. Instead of letting the sickle cells die out, it prolongs the lifespan, and that's where the problem arises. So it made sense to me. Like, the way she be explaining stuff be making so much sense. But at first, like I said, I was real anxious. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get sick. Now I gotta prepare myself for that because I know I'm about to get sick. But when I stopped taking it, I started feeling better, to be honest. When I was weaning off of it, I was having those symptoms. Then I stopped. And when I say like 24 hours, that I felt a difference. But I feel like it worked for a lot of us, and I don't think that there was nothing wrong with that. We didn't have anything to do with why it got recalled or whatever. But if it was deadly to other warriors, then I'm glad that they recalled it. I wish we would have known sooner about, like, that's why I was saying when we talking about those studies, how the information that they put out don't be enough.
And then it'd be so much what ifs too.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot like, okay, like, you take this right here, it make you feel better, but like, what if this right here happened and then it causes something else to happen?
And also this situation, you taking the medicine, it make you feel better, and then all of a sudden it's recalled.
Yep.
And now you don't got that, so now what you gonna do? Cause I feel like having a medicine work for you is fine, but having your body dependent on that medicine,
it's
that
crazy.
If it's out of your system, it makes you sick. I don't think that that's okay, but at the same time, we don't be having enough options. We don't have no more options. So like, what are you gonna do? Take the medicine? But yeah, Dr. Jenkins do too, but she didn't know nothing about that part. But yeah, that's basically how I feel. Like, I just feel like I'm glad if it was causing warriors to lose their life,
pretty much,
and adding more issues than pros, having more cons than pros.
To me, it sounds like it was just a better version of hydroxyurea, to be honest.
It acted, and I feel like
that's what it sounded like with them symptoms.
Yeah. It acts, all of the medicine that they create for us is usually something to increase our hemoglobin. That's the problem that they always trying to fix. But I feel like that thing about sickle cell is what makes it special. And I feel like leave it alone. If I'm supposed to die, like, right now from sickle cell complications, it is what it is. Like, I'm not saying that we shouldn't get treatment and stuff, but the focus should be on managing sickle cell, not trying to curing it or making medicines to reverse it. It's not gonna happen. Y'all have done it over and over again, and it hasn't worked for a lot of people.
Doing it for years, too.
Yeah. Yeah, cause we got psoriasis on our hands and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
So you can't get them wet for real. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. I just kind of feel like they just need to let sickle cell be.
I'm not saying that they should stop studying sickle cell or creating medicines and cures or whatever it is that they feel will help us have better lives. I just feel like the focus should be more so on treating us well when we are in their care. Managing sickle cell well, when we go to the ER, making us a priority, stuff like that will help to prolong our lives. But because they neglect us and they ignore us so much, we struggle in that part. But they put a lot of energy into medicines and cures when we need to be focusing on what we can't actually do. Like, yeah, medicines and cures are trial and error. Why not focus on what we can't actually do, which is treat people with sickle cell well. Listen to us when we voice our concerns, and when we come to the ER, stop treating us like we're drug addicts and stuff like that.
Sometimes some of the medicine do work, but a lot of after a long-term use, it's always something that happens.
I know thing was trying to get me up out of here.
Who?
That hydroxy.
Yeah.
That Joe was trying to get me up out of here.
But I think when they do it, when they increase our hemoglobin, that's not healthy for us because we thrive off of, not thrive.
Well,
we survive off of low hemoglobin. So leave them alone.
Yeah, that Joe was trying to get me up out of here.
And then when I got off of it, when they was getting my labs every week, I had to go every week to get labs. When they first got out of my system, it took a little plunge. It went to like 6.9.
But that's what happened. That you just got off of medicine.
But even that ain't that bad.
No.
So then the next week, I think it went up. The other levels were, I think the hemoglobin was, I think the second week, it went, I think, lower. And then like the other levels, like my, white blood count was high. You know, that's bad. Yeah. And then the week after that, it kind of leveled out. It went back to that 7.9 or something like that. Yeah. But, you know, she was watching and she told me like, you know, at first it took a little dip, but it came back up. And I'm like, yeah, that's just my body adjusting to it or whatever. But I don't regret getting in the study for Oxbryta. I don't regret taking it. I do feel like it did improve my life. Maybe not as much as I thought it did. But I do feel like it did. But I also feel like it caused some issues too. Because before I got in that study, I didn't have psoriasis. I didn't have that issue. I didn't have this issue with my ear either. It seemed like all of that stuff happened once I started the study. And even Dr. Martin said that she feels like that's why I was dealing with those issues too. So I do think that there are some cons, but there are pros. And I don't feel like nothing wrong with it.
But that's what almost anything. You're gonna have pros and cons. I
feel like if you're presented with the medicine, make sure you read everything about it because a lot of times they hand us that information and we don't pay no attention. Make sure to read everything about it before you make a decision. Do not let these doctors strong arm you into taking medicine that you don't want to because your life could be in danger from that. And what are they gonna move on with their lives? You know how many people die from them? Like how many people get killed because of doctors and negligence and stuff like that? They don't care. They're going to go and live their life. Unless they get sued. But just make your own decisions. But that's my thoughts about Oxbryta. Like I don't have nothing against it. The fact that it was recalled, I'm not mad at it. If people were dying from it or people were losing their life from it, and it was causing other dangers, heart attacks and stuff like that, we needed to be off of it. Like, for some of us, it did help. But I hope all of y'all that were taking it and that was affected by the recall, I hope, you know, you're at a point where you're feeling better. Like I said, I was doing pretty good, but this temperature drop is always going to be bad on sickle cell. Like, that's something that we're going to deal with anyway. But, I hope that y'all are in a space where y'all are feeling better. I hope that you didn't have to suffer too much when you was getting off of it. I hope that your body is back to normal. I hope y'all feel like how I felt when I got off of it. For real.
Facts. You did jumping jacks.
No, I didn't. See, that's why you want Usopp to tell your story because you want him to lie like that. I ain't did no jumping jacks. Don't tell that lie. But anyways, we only got 1 minute left on this camera, so I'm about to go off. But thank y'all for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think about it. Also, if you were on Oxbryta, get in the comments and tell us what your experiences were. Were they similar to mine or were they completely different? But we'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!